Mom, send in the girls, now!
We'll take it from here. Let's get 'em, girls. Take out those tools.
Get ready for a wild ride!
That's what she said.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Shaft. Got some more mobile malarkey for you. Today we are looking at Bombshells, Hell's Bells from Glue Games. I haven't played a lot of their other stuff. I think I maybe played one or two things. I've heard that they tend to have a lot of microtransactions and ads and stuff. But I've played this before, actually, and it's pretty good. For this video, I'm just going to play through this first campaign here, just to kind of give you a general idea of what to expect. It's a arcade-style flight sim. Think Ace Combat, but really goofy. There aren't too many flight sims out there. Well, actually, there are quite a few. Some are better than others. If anyone's ever played Fractal Combat, it's basically Ace Combat, but the levels are procedurally generated. There isn't much to look at. It's just these bumpy, mountainous areas, maybe some water in there. And there wasn't a lot of variety in the enemies, but it was quick, fast-paced, fun, a good time. You know, it had a pretty small file size, so there was a lot of stuff you could do without having to have a giant game file in your phone. But this one in particular, I really enjoyed, mainly because, for one thing, you can play it offline, because when I recorded this, I actually recorded it in airplane mode. I had to do that because when I tried to do it otherwise, there was an ad that popped up, and that interfered with my recording setup. On top of that, I actually had to use a full screen app, the thing that actually makes your, games and apps completely full screen without the, back, tab, and home buttons on the side of the screen. So you're getting the full picture in this video, thankfully. But yeah, I had to put it in airplane mode so that way I wouldn't have any problems with that. So yeah, controls are pretty simple. You tilt your device to steer, you use those arrows to boost and brake, and you tap on the little ammo thing on the right for your machine gun, and the little target thing on the bottom right for your missiles or your other weapon, whatever you have on you. It handles pretty well. Like, it always asks you to calibrate at the beginning of a mission, but if it still isn't right, you can always pause the game. There's a very small pause button at the top right next to the map. That's your pause button, and you can choose to calibrate it from there. So that's always a nice thing to have. But yeah, it handles well enough. Also, you can swipe the screen to dodge missiles. Swipe left and right to dodge left and right. If you swipe up, you do a loop-de-loop, and you'll kind of go up and around to get behind enemies. And when you swipe down, you do a 180 turn. This comes in handy. Sometimes it's a bit unresponsive, like I'm not sure if they want you to swipe directly from the middle of the screen and then go in a direction, or just, swipe from whatever part of the screen you want. But when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. That's mobile games for you. And of course, like every mobile game ever, you do have levels, experience. You got your basic currency, which is Explodium, and then you've got your glue points, those little golden things. You use those to, you use those to get things easier, but you'd have to pay to get packs to get more of it. You know how it is. You've seen this kind of thing in every mobile game ever. You know the drill. But one thing I really liked about this game's progression is that you could get pretty far without having to upgrade your ship too much. Like, later in this video I do upgrade it a little bit, but I think I did maybe like 12 missions or so using like a basic ship. I didn't even need to buy a whole new one. I could just breeze through with the basic setup. Now obviously that made it more difficult, but I never felt like I reached a point where I literally could not beat a mission without upgrading. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like a game loft game where if you've ever played Rival Knights, you get to a point and you will not be able to get past any matches unless you upgrade or get a new horse or whatever. But here it feels a lot more natural. You can get pretty far with the basic setup. It's skill based, that's the thing. If you're skillful enough at the game, you can get pretty far without the need for upgrades. And I think more games should do that, as opposed to, oh, you have to upgrade this, upgrade that, sit here and wait for your upgrade timers to go down. You know, that gets annoying, and that really turns me off from a lot of games. So I think it's a nice, you know, breath of fresh air when you can just sit down, pick up the game, play it, and not have to worry about upgrades. At least for a while. I'm sure later on in the later campaigns you'll need to upgrade when it gets too difficult, but at least you can kind of, you know, tough it out. You can't tough out a lot of games. You have to play by their rules. But here it's a little more lenient. So missiles automatically lock on by themselves once you get in range. Then you just press the button to launch your missiles all at once.
Let's head home, Bombshells.
I probably could have cut out the loading screens, but they're not too long. I mean, they're like, what, maybe 10 seconds at the most? It's manageable. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what the different types of, well, no. They did mention that there are like small supply crates and large ones that give you different amounts of XP. So, okay, forget what I just said. Never mind. Right, like elemental resistance and stuff like that. Again, I'm just using a basic weapon that doesn't really have any or particular element, or does it? I think I bought one. Right, because like my basic weapon doesn't really have any element from what I could tell, so I just went in with that and I did well enough. Now, I think that might be a glitch. I don't think they're supposed to be that blue, even though they do have, you know, ice-based weapons. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or something. I don't remember. I'd have to play it again to see for myself after this video goes up. So yeah, this part was a little bit annoying because their missiles, they kind of freeze you in place a little bit, like that. And that combined with the, you know, the dodge roll's ability to not work all the time got a little bit annoying. Like, see, right there it worked, but sometimes you might see my ship kind of go up and down real quick, because that was me, like, constantly swiping on the screen to get it to work, and I couldn't get it to work. Like that, you see how I kind of buckled for a little bit before I moved? That's me trying to desperately swipe the screen, and it won't respond. But, it worked after a while.
Hey, ouch! Come on! Oh, I've got you now.
I do like how whenever you use your machine gun, the camera kind of zooms in. Didn't, I'm trying to think, wasn't there Ace Combat game that did that? Was it that Assault Horizon thing, or was it something else? Or was it Tom Clancy's Hawks? Hawks was okay. I only played the demo of the first game, but I do have Hawks 2, and honestly, I haven't touched that game since I first played the first mission, but it seemed okay. But, you know, Ace Combat seems to be like the definitive arcade flight sim. There isn't a lot of competition in that field, as far as I can tell, so they kind of got a monopoly going on. Good for them. Pretty good visuals going on here. The game does run at 60 frames per second. It's got some dips here and there. I think it ran better on my other phone. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, for the past few videos, I've actually been recording it from a new phone. I got rid of my Nexus 5, and I have an LG X Power right now. It's got a lower resolution. It's got, I think it has the same amount of internal memory, but it does have a better battery life, so that's always a good thing. And thankfully there are no problems with the SIM card, so that's a bonus. And that's the end of that. I do like that they try to give, you know, the game a bit of character by having, you know, that crazy, cheesy intro. Your enemies, they kind of scream at you when they get shot down, and you got some cheesy one-liners. They're not great, but hey, they're trying. I appreciate the effort when it's given. So for this last mission I'm going to show off here, I figured I'd, you know, change things up a little bit, and I got a couple upgrades for my ship. Well, not really upgrades, I just bought some different weapons for a change. I got a neat little laser thing and a shotgun thingy. I think you get a decent amount of explodium per mission. I know they give you more per mission as you get deeper into the campaigns. That way you can upgrade your ship more easily. I also know that there's like a time attack mode and a online mode, but I can never get into that. There's like a deathmatch and stuff, but every time I try to get into it, it just says it's waiting for other players and stuff, and it never loads. If I ever get it to work, I'll probably try it and make a video or something in the future.
Sink those subs and clear the skies while we ready our counterattack. Watch out for dreadnought blimps in the area.
Oh boy, ground targets. My favorite in flight sims.
More tools to play with.
But yeah, what you're seeing here is, you know, it's the basic tutorial kind of thing. The enemies are easy, they're not too aggressive. Later on, they get way more aggressive. Like, they're actually chasing you down, they're firing missiles way more often. Enemies take more hits as well, so you kind of have to upgrade your weapons a little bit, or just keep on them so they don't have a chance to attack you. You gotta play more defensively. Well, based on what I've played of it so far, I think this is a very good game. It is free to play, of course, so, you know, if that's your thing or if it's not your thing, it is what it is. But it's fun. It's something you can play in short bursts. The missions are obviously pretty short. So if you think this game is right up your alley, give it a shot. It is on the Google Play Store right now. It's free to play. It does have some in-app purchases, but I doubt you'll need them. It does have ads, but the game can be played in offline mode, or, you know, airplane mode. So I guess you could always bypass it or use a firewall or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this game to anyone who's interested. Go for it.
Damage cranked up to 11.